Bigby Wolf is so fucking cool. The Wolf Among Us, Episode 1, Faith. The Wolf Among Us is a new series by Telltale Games. You know the guys who gave us that kick-ass Walking Dead game? That point-and-click game that was so cool and so good at one game of the year? Now they have a new series out. It's going to be 5 episodes long, just like The Walking Dead was, and it is The Wolf Among Us. It's pretty much fairy tale characters living in modern times, all incognito. You know, people don't know that these people are fables. They call them fables. So you have the Huntsman, you have Beauty and the Beast all having marriage problems and shit. I love seeing fairy tale creatures brought down on such reality. And if you look at fairy tales, the asshole in a lot of fairy tales was the big bad wolf. And you play as him. He's a normal looking dude. He's Bigby Wolf. Like I said, he's awesome. Because he's really damaged and you can tell he was really bad back in the day. He's a werewolf, so he can wolf out and really rip into shit. But he doesn't want to be an asshole anymore, but he's still just, he's kind of a dark and damaged guy. He is an asshole. He won't eat you. He'll just be like, whatever. You want some perspective? Bigby Wolf reminded me of John Constantine, like straight up. You can tell he's damaged. He's seen so much shit, it has worn him down to the bone. He just wants to smoke his cigarettes and not deal with all this bullshit that he clearly has to deal with. So ultimately, you're the big bad wolf who's investigating a murder that happened to someone in Fabletown, and now you go question a bunch of these Fable people. And then the plot thickens and you see more characters you recognize from fairy tales, and it just gets bigger and bigger and cooler and cooler. Seriously, this game is awesome. It's completely kick-ass. I was looking forward to it so much. I played the demo at PAX. I loved it. Now I played the entirety of episode 1 and I love it. Because like The Walking Dead, you do pick your dialogue. I always love it when games give you your own flavor to situational circumstance, but the characters are still the characters, you know? So, I mean, Bigby's not gonna be like, oh, it's okay, citizen. Hey, old lady, let me help you cross the street. He is still usually kind of a prick and everything. Example, I was fighting this dude. It gave me the option to rip his arm off or not. So granted, I did throw the first punch. The dude was being a douche. That was my decision. But the game gave me the option, do you want to rip his arm off? And I was like, you know what? No. He suffered enough. Not a complete douche. And when a fight's happening, you know, you push left or down or whatever the screen tells you to do, and then you can see objects around you, and you can click your cursor on them, and you'll take the guy and smash him into him. Then you gotta line the cursor up to a part in his body, push for me it's R2 because it's PS3. Then you hit his shoulder, poke out his eye, do whatever the game's telling you to do, because if you mess it up, the dude's gonna kick your ass. It adds a bit of intensity to it. It reminded me of Mass Effect 2 when they added the action triggers, and you're like, oh, okay, so it's not just talking. Now I get to do shit and beat people up. And I love the fact that you're investigating murders, because you go question people and you can catch them in their lies. You're like, wait a minute, you said that, so how is this that if what you said is true? And you're lying to me. Toad, don't lie to me. Tell me the truth. You really feel like you personally as the gamer are making progress in this game and in this investigation. And yet, that's right, the decisions are back. You know those game-changing decisions that you make a judgment call, you're like, that was the wrong call, now shit's different. Example, there was this one scenario where it's like, all right, where do you want to go first, here or here? I made my choice and someone died because of it. Not gonna tell you who, no spoilers in this. All I'm saying is I Googled it afterwards, and afterwards was like, oh yeah, if you chose the other one, people would have lived. And now people are dead. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let that ride because that is the game. Not sure how that will affect chapter 2. I'm just saying it's a thing, and I like that thing. It's cool going through this game and you see new characters and you're like, I know that character is from that fairy tale. Oh, that's from that fairy tale. It appeals to the kid in you and the adult in you, and it's just a really cool hybrid mix of those two worlds. So The Wolf Among Us Episode 1 is a really great and promising start to another great series from Telltale Games. It's chapter 1 of 5 of an entire game, so I'm not gonna rate chapter 1 up because it's 1/5 of a game. That's like me picking up The Last of Us 1/5 of the way through, turning it off and being like, this is what I rate it. Now you gotta play till the end, so I'm gonna rate up The Wolf Among Us after I play all the chapters. They're sequentially being released like The Walking Dead was. I got the season pass because who am I kidding? I'm gonna get all of it. It's not like I'm gonna finish chapter 1 that leaves off on an awesome cliffhanger and be like, no, you know what, done. But The Wolf Among Us was great. It had good dialogue, great humor in it also. It's kind of dark humor because Bigby Wolf is kind of a dark person. I loved all the other characters too. You team up with Snow White and you investigate these crimes going on. I liked Toad. I liked the Huntsman. I liked all of it. I'll say this. Chapter 1 is definitely worth downloading for the $5 it costs. If it doesn't hook you, if you don't like it, cool, you don't have to keep playing. But if it does hook you, you will have no problem dropping 20 bucks on the entire game. But this is a great start. I'm glad Telltale Games still has it. You would think maybe they struck gold once with The Walking Dead, and that's that. No, Wolf Among Us is pretty awesome. All right, so fairy tale characters. What's your favorite fairy tale character that you'd like to see in modern time? Because it would be awesome. Whoever it is, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.